Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coin Lady channel. Here, we will discuss XRP. Everything from the current banking crisis to the economy in general will be discussed. Let's check it out. When concerns arose about the financial sector, the United States government reached out to Warren Buffett. For what reason, then, would they engage Warren Buffett in conversation? This guy is 92 years old and still discussing long-term investments. He's so far behind the times that he despises cryptocurrency in general, not just Bitcoin. There are a number of reasons why Bitcoin is so disliked by Warren Buffett. Great investor Warren Buffett despises Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for several reasons, including the fact that they are worthless and provide no tangible goods or services. Even so, its online worth is phony, and Warren Buffett calls it a Ponzi scheme and a fraudulent trading platform. The White House would be well served to consult with a younger generation that recognizes the shift from cryptocurrency to future technology investments. We are placing our faith in Ripple and XRP, which have the potential to quickly and easily improve our banking system. From my perspective, they need to stop dwelling in the past. Each time an issue arises, consider what might happen next. The current government is anti-crypto. Before turning this into a political issue, keep in mind that if Joe Biden were a Republican, I'd be tweeting the exact same thing. That's exactly how I see it, too. It doesn't matter to me if they're a Democrat or a Republican. I have crypto assets that I invest in. It's our money, and I intend to support the candidate who is actively campaigning for cryptocurrency, who is passionate about cryptocurrency, and who wants to help the United States innovate through cryptocurrency. It seems like whenever an issue arises with this government, they immediately point fingers at crypto rather than working to solve the problem. The Biden administration has proposed a 30% surcharge on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency miners' electricity bills. As a matter of fact, that was his initial action. On the other hand, he also did this. Biden has proposed increasing the current capital gains tax rate by a factor of 2. Many stated that capital gains have nothing to do with cryptocurrency when I brought this up in a video over the weekend. What? You have got to be kidding, right? Capital gains are what you owe taxes on if you make money from your cryptocurrency holdings if the market takes off. There is now a 20% rate. Consider it in this way. Withdrawing $1 million from your P will result in a $200,000 tax bill. The proposed changes will result in a $400,000 tax bill for you. So that's the point. For this reason, I have always maintained that any discussion of regulations within this context inevitably includes references to taxation. The authorities are checking to see if you and I are contributing our fair part. Capital gains should not be increased, in my opinion. When a new president takes office, they may decide to veto this. Possibly, if this comes into effect, we can revert back to the 20%. Yet there's more to capital gains than this. It's being recorded as real estate. Allow me to illustrate with an example. You receive an inheritance, or you buy a home with the intention of selling it within a year, like a house flip. This is also true for profits from investments. World Economic Forum calls for digital payments to replace cash as financial system struggles. The World Economic Forum would never let a crisis go to waste. The World Economic Forum sees the current banking crisis as a golden chance to move closer to their vision of a cashless world. For Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, the recent failure of numerous major banks is the perfect justification for the end of currency. We were correct in our assumption that the current banking crisis was being deliberately engineered to usher in CBDCs. As part of their intentions to replace the current monetary system with centralized digital cash, the World Economic Forum has teamed up with key financial elites. As part of its Great Reset initiative, the World Economic Forum has been pushing this concept for some time. Maybe the world won't end, and there won't be a huge cyber attack or a global power outage as we've always been warned about. Perhaps we'll just wait for the bank to fail. System, as in the existing monetary setup. What then follows is CBDCs. And you knew they'd issue a statement in response to the news that George Soros is the driving force behind the investigation, prosecution, and impending detention of Donald Trump. How come we keep letting this man run our country? I have something to share with you. The same thing I'm about to say would be said if he were doing this to Vice President Joe Biden. Let this country's internal affairs be left alone, please. I still think he interferes with every election we have. This man is the embodiment of all that is terrible in the world, and he must be stopped. And take another look, since this guy is ancient. And he's another person who wants to see the United States collapse and the Great Reset implemented. 200 US financial institutions are at risk of going bust in the same way that Silicon Valley banks did. According to a new study posted on the Social Science Research Network, if half of the depositors at the nation's 186 banks suddenly withdrew all of their money, those banks would fail. Do you think a lot of people have started taking money out of the banks recently? Outside of the crypto community, what percentage of the population do you believe still trusts the banking system? They almost certainly don't. In all likelihood, the vast majority is hastily on the run to obtain liquid funds. Keep only what you need to cover monthly expenses. And that's a wise choice now, because I think they are writing a story in which these banks fail. Indeed, they are hoping for this to occur. Now keep in mind that the biggest limiting constraint right now is everyone's willingness to trust the system enough to allow it make large, irreversible payments without human intervention. Keep in mind what Joel Katz said about how many people think we're already there. Right now is when everything changes. Many assume ISO is to fault for this. Equivalent to the number 222 in cryptography. ISO compliant, suitable for usage in financial institutions. Given that we know only a small number of cryptos are involved, many speculate that this is the tipping point where XRP price will suddenly soar. Still, I don't anticipate immediate results. I believe that the central banks of the world will eventually assign a monetary value to XRP, and that this will lead its price to rise gradually before suddenly exploding to a far greater level. Costs can't be too low. That is completely illogical. In the event that XRP were to cost $1, 1 million XRP would set them back $1 million. For a total of 1x XRP, which would set them back $1 million at the current exchange rate, they would need 1 million XRP. Think back to that time David Schwartz mentioned that a lot of individuals in the XRP community think XRP is going to be $1 million because of that tweet from a long time ago. Plus, they think an XRP price of $10,000 is very feasible. Some analysts predict it will reach $60,000, while others put the figure at $50,000. Some estimate 128K, but others are more pessimistic. This is what I anticipate will occur. XRP can't be sitting cheap if it's being used to move a lot of value from one CBDC to another. It's impossible. You may forget about it. It will, however, take some time, in my opinion, to reach such higher figures. I tell you this because I want you to be ready for the worst. If all goes according to plan, the Big Bang migration will occur, and XRP will overnight skyrocket to $1,000 or $2,000, or wherever on KSUU the market settles. Indeed, that is the optimal scenario. Thoughtfully considering what makes sense is essential. Some financial institutions may be slow to sign on. Not every nation will join at once. That will develop over time. So that's why I indicated it might take a while. I think the current banking crisis is going to speed up a lot of things, thus I think $500 XRP is highly achievable in the near future. The case's conclusion with the SEC should also be considered. How far the banking crisis will tighten financial conditions is a key topic for the Federal Reserve this week as they consider whether or not to hike interest rates further in a bid to combat excessive inflation. Right now, I think the Fed is in a catch-22. Consider the implications of this. If he hikes interest rates, more banks will fail, which may be the goal. Yet, inflation will occur if he does not correctly boost interest rates. Indeed, there is literally no way out of this jam. However, I think he will continue to press for rate hikes, as I believe that is the central plank of their goal. That's actually happening behind the scenes. It seems to me that the Fed is also advocating for a CBDC and a level playing field. In addition, there is the US-based UBS integration with Ripple and R3 for international money transfers. Wow, this is a huge development. While this may be news to some, it actually dates back to 2017. Unfortunately, the majority of individuals have never heard of UBS. Well, that's where we should begin. UBS is a multinational banking and financial services organization with its headquarters in Switzerland. As the largest Swiss banking institution in the world, UBS has a presence in all major financial cities. Since then, they've joined forces with Ripple. This is the most recent development. So, the shareholders of Credit Suisse will not have a say in whether UBS should acquire the bank. UBS is given a $1 billion credit line by the central bank. This has been one crazy week. Constantly applying bandages to prevent the whole structure from collapsing. You can see how simple it is to link Ripple to a wide variety of major financial institutions now. Perhaps not on your own, but with the help of others. Everything in the financial world circles back to Ripple and XRP. That's why I've always regarded it as one of the best bets you can make for your money. The current climate is unpredictable, thus XRP holders should hoard the cryptocurrency as if their lives depended on it. Money in XRP is being sent to the moon. Honestly, I can't wait until that happens. I told you this because I wanted you to be ready for the worst. And ideally, there will come a moment when it all clicks into place. Having said that, I'm going to end this video. To everyone who has been tuning in, I appreciate it. I value your interest in my uploads and thank you for watching them. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next one, bye.